think having a relationship with the local business community is paramount to the success of a school system. When we look at one of our biggest tasks is to preparing an educated workforce, we need to know what the businesses locally and regionally and even nationally are looking for in future employees and make sure that our education system's aligned to support the needs that they're looking for.
Yeah, and what's really great about what you're doing now is it's refreshing because that's not been the standard operating procedure, not just in Flagler County, but nationally it hasn't been the procedure. And by kind of re-engineering how our students are coming out of the system so that they have a better understanding of what's available to them and what's local for them makes a big difference for them moving forward in their careers. And on our efforts, what it really does is it allows us to inform businesses that there is a constant pipeline, that 5 years from now you're not going to be out of employees because we're constantly producing more that are of higher and better and more focused on what you need based on what they tell you, right?
And I think part of what we've been asking or have been asked of us is to have a seat at the table. Yeah. And I think it's important for folks from education to have a seat at the table and work with their local chambers, the local economic development folks, and be engaged in an ongoing conversation that's looking at what's best for the community.
When we talk to site selectors or when we talk to businesses that are considering coming into Flagler County, we can have you present at the table, which shows a great deal, and we show a collaborative environment where it's the Department of Economic Opportunity, the Chamber, the schools, the college, the career source. That collaboration that we've been able to accomplish here is we've knocked down walls, and we're presenting ourselves in a fashion where we are steps ahead of where everybody else is going, I think.
We've gone back and allied programming and learning opportunities for our students that are directly geared towards the targeted industries of the area. And our goal in having a seat at that economic development table is that we would never lose a future employer or business trying to come to Flagler County because we don't have the workforce that they're looking for. And when we developed the concept of the flagship programs and really tying them around the targeted industries, it was an expansion of just not being a high school, college, and career readiness program, and not even just a middle school, but these programs are all the way down in elementary school. And we're not telling our elementary students that they need to choose a career by third grade, but if they can see how what they're learning applies to careers in the real world around them, they get excited about learning and they're going to want to continue to learn, and then everything they learn applies to them in a relevant manner. And I think that's a big step forward that you see in Flagler County that you might not see in other districts when they're looking at truly targeting program around industries that are trying to be attracted to the area.
I can talk to a site selector, I can talk to a business, and I can show that there is a true collaborative environment, not just between you and I, but between you and that business.
That's right.
And it's not me talking to the business, me talking to you. It's the three of us having a conversation. And that makes all the difference in the world. You don't see the systems in place in other communities that we're putting here in Flagler County. It's much more silo-driven than system-driven.
Right. And I think that's what makes Flagler special. And by being able to have a relationship with the local businesses and the chambers and economic development folks, our students see that, our teachers see that, and students today need a hook. It's almost like they come to the table and say, what's in this for me? Why do I need to learn this?
Well, when smarter than we were.
And then when they can see why they need to learn something because it applies to them or their family specifically, then they get that hook that they're looking for, and that's something that we take very seriously for Flagler schools. I'll give a small example of the local businesses actually wanting to work with the schools. I think what we found is that businesses in the area have always wanted to work with schools and be partners, but we never had a process or never really outlined how they can help support us. And that's something that I think we've tried to be very strategic in Flagler schools with, is outlining that opportunity.